What's up? It's another day at the shop. I got the front suspension finished up last time. Clutch flywheel showed up, and I got that all bolted on. Vince, what are you doing?
Putting in a turbo, my SR.
Is SR better than EJ?
Yeah.
SR is good.
Much better.
This is Vince's 240. I don't think I was able to show under the hood last time. Manifold's off right now. Putting a new Garrett on it. It's the same size. What turbo is it?
It's a GT2560R or GT28.
Okay, cool.
Pretty common. Swap this engine.
It's nice.
It's very good. Doesn't make a whole lot of power, but it has a really good power band.
Yeah, it did spool extremely
It
quick.
spools very fast, and it keeps pulling the red line.
Yeah.
It's honestly a really good setup for this.
Yeah, no, it ran really good. It even pulled hard through third and most of fourth.
Yeah.
Which was
very,
sweet.
Very good.
Old one, it wasn't terrible. The car has been burning some oil, and we were like going through some stuff. It's really not even that bad, but
It's not horrible.
it's not horrible. But hopefully there was a seal or something burn out of it, and that's why.
It was smoking really bad, and I don't think it could have been. It looks like it has one issue with the valve stem seal, but
Was that exhaust side? I can try to show it.
yeah, it's exhaust side.
You said it was.
Bars like that.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna be able to
See
see
a little
it.
bit of like moisture on it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it's a little bit
It's a little
different
bit,
color.
but
This one.
it would cause it to be that bad.
No, I don't think so either, because it had good compression and leak down. So
Very good compression, and leak down.
good. ACT full face. It's the strongest full face ACT you can get. It is an ACT street light flywheel as well. All torqued, ready to go in. So pretty much we're gonna drop this thing in here in a minute. All right, we got the engine in somewhat. We're just trying to close this gap up. We got just 2 bolts in it right now. We've been pushing on it, prying on it, getting it closed up, but not too bad. It's in there somewhat, so that's good. Got the engine setting down in and the mounts. We're going to take it up on the lift and go ahead and tighten the motor mounts up and then get some stuff bolted onto it so it looks like an engine. All the bell housing bolts are in, minus starter. I have to get a new slave cylinder, and on these cars the slave cylinder is really hard to put in with the starter in, so I'm just leaving it off to the side for now. I have been working on trying to get fuel pressure regulator set up, and this guy, which is the ethanol content sensor, because I will be running this vehicle on flex fuel. So pretty much I'm going to try to get, I had it in this location. This is where the stock fuel filter on these cars sit. I had it over there. It's just not, it wasn't working out right. So I'm trying to tap this thread because it wasn't used from the factory, so it got all gunked up. But I'm going to try to put the fuel pressure regulator down there. That way I can mount the return here real nice somewhere. Or not the return, the ethanol content sensor, which goes after the return out of the bottom of the regulator. Just so that way it can look nice, clean. Because the biggest problem with the Subaru engine bay is it's very crowded. There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I also got these pipes put on the front mount intercooler. Fit really nice wrinkled black coating on them. So I'm gonna get to that and I'll show you guys the finished product. Alright, so pretty much I got that mounted into that lower hole for the fuel pressure regulator. I just made this really simple little bracket for the ethanol content sensor. It holds it on there pretty good. But I figured this would be the most efficient way to do it. That way we could go right out of the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator over into the content sensor. And then from there, I can either run it straight over the top, back into the return, or I could do a 180 down and then into the return, which I think would look better. That might be what I end up doing, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to relocate the washer bottle on this car. Don't know exactly where to yet, maybe somewhere in here, because there's a big amount of area. It would be pretty easy to put it there. Doesn't have to be huge, but yeah, other than that, I played with the FP Red a little bit to try to get it mounted. It's not mounted, but we're getting there. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Alright, got the turbo mounted. It's in there, bolted down. I had to grind out the block a decent bit. I don't know if you're really going to be able to see it, but that's really common on these. Unfortunately, you're fitting such a large turbo in the stock location, just really crammed in there, and you can see how squished this inlet is. I mean, the inlet's supposed to come over to here, but obviously that can't happen. So it gets kind of squished in there. It's also squished against the power steering pump, which isn't awesome, but whatever. I mean, it is on. Talking to people who have done this before, that's just how it is. So I'll go up in the air a little bit. I'll show you guys the wastegate and everything is on. Downpipe, I have the gasket, need to put that on. It's the wastegate all on, installed, tightened, all blocked off. This will be the main line there for boost controller, that's the word. And then that's the screamer pipe for it. It'll end right there. The thing I did pretty much recently was drilled out this and welded in the wideband fitting for the turbo wideband sensor. It's pretty much just an O2 sensor. Works on wideband. There's wide and narrow. I'm sure everybody knows what a wideband sensor is, but got that in. This was terrible to drill. It literally took forever. I alternated between 4 different step bits. Well, technically 5. That one was old, but because they would get so hot and dull out. So I didn't film much of this. I don't remember if I really talked about it, but pretty much the rear hubs on this car, I bought a 6-speed swap, and the rear hubs were messed up. I put new bearings in them, and then it would get to the point where if this was in and bolted on, you couldn't turn the rotor at all because it was hitting the backing plate. So a couple days ago, I tore everything apart, cleaned up the backing plates, got it to where the rotors will go on. They sit nice, they turn, and then I got the rear Brembos on. Pretty much on both sides, so awesome. That's good news. I didn't film much of that, unfortunately, because I was getting kind of annoyed. This is Aaron. That was the bug eye I showed. He decided to buy a supermoto. Aaron, how does your 2-wheel experiences usually go? Yeah. At least it's a 4-stroke.
Yeah, definitely not a 2-stroke this time.
2 strokes are slow. I'm just kidding. 2 strokes aren't slow. They're not slow. That's a meme that was at Smale.